Greetings, viewers, and welcome back. It's Tuesday once again, and I'm here, Red Rupee, alongside a Deckard.
How's it going, everybody? I hope you enjoyed the festive Friday night fight we had just a few days ago.
And we've got a match here, two top-notch players here, oHLee on the blue, Shrewdy on the red. And we're heading to Juggernaut.
Yeah, we're gonna be on Juggernaut. Shrudy's one of our big fans. He likes to make some custom map ideas for us over here at Sparky Pants, just submitting them, and we love that. We love that kind of community.
Yeah, he posted
aspect.
some of that on the forum. That was really cool.
Did. And oHLee, we know oHLee. He's an excellent player. I've beaten him once before. It was sheer luck.
Oh, and this is a relevant game actually. If we were watching last Friday, this is actually a very similar build to what we saw JWalls playing on our last dev off. So oHLee's running a double inhibitor build on his two summoners here, along with a tank. Fairly standard tank. Oh, momentum shifter. Have we seen that?
And I think you mean Seafood Gumbo. JWalls is his secret name.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I forgot.
But for the build, it's Pulverizer and momentum shifter. That's right. I haven't seen that in a while. No.
And it looks like oHLee's playing actually a bit reserved right now. We can see Shrudy's actually heading into the center of the map. First blood is the objective, so no real farming bonus here, but Shrewdy going for both of those central cores here.
And it looks like Shrudy's got twin coils and gravity gun with null field and reconstructive maneuver. So that's the default Pandora loadout. No, that is not the default.
It is not. It's similar to what?
Similar to General Vex's default.
Correct.
That's right.
So anyways, going into this here, we see Vice knocking out that second rear hive, and then what we've been seeing with the latch generator is oftentimes a player can get an early boss kill, and Boss Slayer is an objective in this game, so getting out all these Kavash goons will allow him to kind of pressure that boss much earlier than he would be able to otherwise.
Yes, and you can see just there, Shrudy had to retreat from just 4 extra Kavash soldiers were enough to push back his Vice.
Yeah, his Vice
is pretty beefy.
Yeah, and he is stranded over there, though. Both of his damaging rigs are way back here in enemy territory, trying to put pressure on vision towers. Total Vision in a lot of trouble. It almost went down right there.
Yes, very close indeed. Shrewdy on enemy territory, putting pressure back onto oHLee. But oHLee's coming down to the southeast corner as well, putting his own pressure into enemy territory, while Shrewdy is doing his best to take back those vision towers.
Oh man, now we've got what is that? 8 Kavash now on the field?
8 Kavash goons within the first 3 minutes of the game. 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
extremely powerful play.
Yeah, a lapse generator can max out at level 3, so you can have 6 Kavash per rig that's running that if they're level 3. You can only get the 2 at level 1, 4 at level 2. But once you get that kind of critical mass of bonus units, it's a lot of beef, and it's actually a lot of DPS coming down on you as well if you just stand under the hail of fire.
And a lot of protection from a meat shield. We brought this up on Friday during the dev off. It is a meat shield. It puts a bunch of DPS down.
Oh man,
and look at that. Pandora going down.
oHLee trapping Shrewdy between his dropship and the uplink, unable to get home safely.
And now he's going for total vision. He's got to be very careful. That Fury's not going to last too long, and his Vice... his Vice is in the corner there, not looking, not paying attention. This could be it for total vision.
I think it's too late for Vice to get in there. Let's see. Nope, it goes down.
Not good for Shrewdy to start off this way. 3-1, soon to be 4-1. But I think he'll come back.
Yeah, the thing about latch generators, it has immense power early on, but it starts to drop off once other players start getting their abilities up to speed and start... Generally, I've been seeing players just kind of caught off guard by the amount of damage that these Kavash can put out, so I think as players get more familiar with it, they'll play a little more carefully in the early game against this.
Yes, and like we mentioned before in earlier games, once you run out of hives, you're out of goons. So this is definitely something that is early play, early pressure, get a huge lead, and try and maintain that lead. It's a very high risk-reward scenario.
Quick reconstructive maneuver escape there does leave the Kavash behind, as we've noticed. You can actually attack move with those Kavash that are in a forward position once your summoner's out of trouble, and they'll kind of lead the charge and still put out damage without risking your rig.
Exactly, and Shrudy doing a really good job here with twin coils against that army of soldiers. I think there's like 5 soldiers there, and he was holding his own against that. So
yeah, just looking at Shrudy's setup here, I think he's actually really well equipped to deal with the double Latch Generator build. He's got a lot of AoE, he's got Gravity Gun, he's got Pulverizers, he's got the Chain Lightning.
And Null Field to Gravity Gun them in, Null Field them, get that extra bit of damage, even though the Silence doesn't really do anything on those soldiers. But just that little bit of ticking damage, plus the Chaining Lightning Twin Coils on top of that.
And the Null Field's really important too, because both these summoners are running the Reconstructive Maneuver, and they're pretty frail, so if you can time that right and lock them down before they can escape out of there, you can normally take out one of those summoners.
Right.
So everyone's just farming up around the map right now. No Alpha Strike on the field, and no Boss Slayer.
Yeah, no one's going for Boss Slayer at the
Not yet, which is surprising considering the dual Latch Generators. I would expect. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon.
Spoke too soon. Meat Shield coming in, protecting those two summoners as weak as they are. Look at that. They're just right up there in the face of that boss. That does nothing to them.
And with the inhibitor field, I mean, these Kavash, let's see, what does it take? 3 or 4 shots from a boss to finish off one of these Kavash soldiers.
Yeah, that boss goes down in a flash. Damage boost applied to all of them. He took that damage boost instantly. So now he's gonna, looks like he's gonna circle around and look for more hives to take on.
Yeah, both players' rigs are full of cores right now, so this next team fight's gonna be crucial.
Here we go.
Let's see what goes down here with that boss buff.
Oh no, Fury!
Engage this. Oh my gosh, that was
went down so fast. That was unreal.
3 or 4 volleys, I think, from all those. I mean, that many Kavash. They did manage to take them all out, and this is kind of this is a point where he can really try to engage. These summoners, even with the boss buff on their own, can't do too much when they're isolated and without their Kavash. And look at the map. There's no hives on the map anywhere near this engagement, so those summoners are kind of just sitting around.
And even if there is 1-2 hives on the map now, but there's still a cooldown time. It takes a while to get yourself back up to 12 Kavash. As you can see, he casted it, and he's only got 4 now.
So let's see. Shrudy's been doing a good job. He kind of flopped that engagement there with Fury. She went down in the blink of an eye, but he's been closing this gap. It's 6-5. He just has to be very aware of the Boss Slayer potential in this build.
Yeah, and double Meet Up a Protocol going down right there. As if you're well aware, it adds an extra 15% health to your total health bar for that rig during the match. And it looks like we have a little skirmish in the uplink. Fury putting on damage on Vice, not really going to do much. That uplink is going to finish. But here comes the backup from Pandora and Vice on the other team for Shrewdy, but just scaring away Vice to allow Shrewdy to uplink his own cores.
Yeah, Vice was pretty beefy. He could have maybe gone for the Gravity Gun in the Null Field there, but I don't think it would have been worth it with the potential. I think you're always going to want to be holding on to the Gravity Gun in the Null Field for these Kavash engagements with those summoners. So here they come too. All 3 rigs coming in. Pandora also level 5 now, so that potential for the litany of plagues coming in here, that'll rip this whole summoner army here apart.
And with that reconstructive maneuver, you just blink in away from your own team members, because litany of plagues does do damage on everybody.
Those summoners taking tons of damage from the alphas, playing way too aggressively there. Got beat up, and again, without those Kavash. Those Kavash got instantly taken down.
Yeah, I wish he had cycled in Fury a little sooner to take some more of that damage instead of having to have Pandora and Vice go back home, but it is what it is, and he's healing back up, and he's going to do his best to get back into the game here. 8-6, over half the game gone.
I always feel like it's a mistake when I see rigs going off to farm holding cores. I expect to see those cores get dropped in the back of the drop ship.
Yeah.
That way you don't have to waste time later running back out to farm.
Especially if you don't have a software that takes advantage of that core, which he does not. So yeah, he needs to put those cores back home so when you're farming you can pick up the cores that drop.
So let's see, all's quiet on the uplink while these dual summoners are continuing to rip apart hive after hive. And look, he's even leaving this hive up.
Oh, here we go.
And here comes another potential boss kill here. It doesn't look like Shrudy even sees it coming, so he's not moving to engage or try to cancel this out. I think this is really a great time to try to attack this build too, is try to pay attention to where your opponent is, and if you haven't seen him for a while, go check that boss and see if you can maybe get a surprise kill on one of these summoners.
Yeah, a lot of very underused gear is Mazur Flare, which gives you vision for a certain period of time. And I think when you've got Boss Slayer on the field, and you know that your opponent's going for Boss Slayer, yeah, he's going for those cores. It's good to have Mazur Flare just to throw it around and see where your opponent is. And vision is so crucial in this game, and a lot of players don't realize that. So yeah, it's now 2-0 on the boss side of things.
Right. The advantage of scouting in MOBA and RTS is kind of an intangible value, right? There's no DPS, there's no direct numbers, nothing crunchy for you to get out of that, but it's such a useful ability. But right now, let's see. Yeah, both of these summoners just going and constantly pinging those hives for cores.
Yeah, and it looks like oHLee is just storing those cores back at home. He knows that he's in the lead, but not for long. Shrewdy just tied the game up. But oHLee did steal those cores from the northern east hive that were just sitting there, and Shrewdy lost that chance.
I wonder if Shrewdy has any idea how many cores are just hanging out on oHLee's side of the map. If he gets a...
He should, though, because like we mentioned before, squad levels are vastly different right now. He's up 2.5 squad levels over Shrewdy, oHLee is. So he's got to be asking himself, how is the score still tied?
Yeah, there's a lot of information you can kind of glean from paying attention to what's been happening on the map, or how far ahead your opponent might be.
Oh,
let's see, is this going to be... Oh, the boss... I thought that oHLee was moving to engage, but instead he's just heading up to that uplink.
Yeah, I don't think he knows that this is going down. Shrudy's going to pull this off, but if oHLee's timing it well, he looks like he's been counting the clock. He knows that in a few seconds this boss should spawn back. Every boss spawns after 2 minutes, and there we go. Boss has spawned. oHLee knew exactly what he was doing.
He just mass teleported down to the wrong boss.
He blew it.
He thought, you know what happened? He thought that this was the boss that Shrewdy just killed.
Yes. Oh, that is a turn of events.
But it looks like he might still get it. The uplink's going down. Yes,
Shrewdy doesn't see it. He doesn't have vision across there. He doesn't see that entire map traversal. What a long time of non-farming for oHLee, but this will get him 4 points, and I don't think Shrewdy is going to do anything to stop it.
No, I mean, he will be able to pretty much... He's only going to be 3 points behind, but going into this, oHLee's going to have that boss buff. He's going to have his rigs full of cores, so that's not just going to be the 4 points that goes down here. It's probably going to be at least 1 or 2 of these cores as well.
I'm really hoping I see Shrewdy blink in with Reconstructor Maneuver and pull off that Litany of Plagues to turn the tide. Because he also has the boss buff. If they engage right now, they'll be even.
Yeah, but he doesn't have much time left on it. It's starting to tick down. I really feel like when you have that boss buff, in addition to the speed farming that I know people like to do, you should be playing aggressive, because you can win that team fight when you've got that much of a damage boost.
Nice gravity gun pulling Vice off the uplink. Here comes Shrewdy in with his own uplinks, and he's going to use Pandora and Vice to block the pathway. Now he's retreating back.
Yeah, I mean,
this team fight... for those other cores,
This team fight could be a turning point. Let's see. Both rigs walking around with cores right now. These do have core drive and core shelter, respectively.
Vice.
Vice, what's going on?
Don't risk it, Vice. Get out of there, Vice.
He's hanging out. He got the upload. Is he getting home? I don't think he is.
He's got 10 seconds to... No, Vice!
One full volley.
6 more seconds. He could have landfalled out of there.
Suddenly, with 2 minutes remaining, it's looking a bit dicey for Shrewdy. It was pretty much even up, all things considered, but losing his tank at this crucial juncture.
Oh, and Fury's coming down from the south. Is he blinking in? There he goes with Litany of Plagues.
He didn't get the rigs, but he killed almost all those Kavash. Look at all those Kavash carcasses on top of that
and there are
vision
no
tower.
more hives around except in the upper left. Not enough to fully restock his army of 12.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that at this stage in the game, he has to pull off the uplink for about a minute or so if he wants to go up north and try to get more Kavash on the field. So suddenly feeling a bit lackluster in the teamfight department for these last couple minutes, allowing Shrewdy to get back into this.
Yeah, 15-15 with about 100 seconds left.
Oh no, is he gonna...
Oh, little...
I'm not sure what he wants to do right now. He's probably torn. He got his vision back. Does he want to risk going for this core? Or does he want to just bet everything on the team fight? I think he has the stronger composition going into these last 90 seconds, so long as he can get all 3 rigs out here. But oh no, it looks like he's going to go for that core instead.
Oh, and look at oHLee ferrying a bunch back.
Yeah,
That's dangerous. He needs to not do that. Because all Shrewdy has to do is come in and take those extra cores.
Good last minute pull, getting that Vice a little beat up. Kvasher moving in to engage.
What's the cooldown on Pandora's ultimate?
16 seconds. He's buying as much time as he can. Vice is capping on the back line though. With that core going in and a minute left. Oh my gosh, Pandora falling back. Vice now getting his own upload. Both summoners without any Kavash though.
And oHLee is completely out of position, I think, here because he's walking across. Vice is going to do damage on that. Fury's going to go steal that core. Oh, he's been rooted.
17 to 15 though, and only 40 seconds remaining. Fury in a lot of trouble. Where is that Pandora? She needs to get up here.
Oh, and Fury going down. 30 seconds left.
Where is this game going?
Come on, Pandora, blink in. You can do this. Yes, here it comes.
Litany of play, hammering both of those summoners. Now everything's on low health. Vice gets the first kill. Both oHLee rigs now moving out of position.
Oh my
deciding
God.
not to engage. This could be the tie right here.
Does Plutus have gravity gun? No, he doesn't. Of course, he's got lapse generator. What am I thinking? That's it. The game is tied.
3 seconds remain. The game's going to go into overtime right here, but both rigs
Oh my God!
Vice going down to Pandora. Plutus now trying to kite away from Vice, but Pandora has the last core. I don't think there's anything else to do. He teleports in. Is Plutus going to get this kill? He's not going to get it, is he?
Unreal. He's not going to get it.
Oh, wait, he's the ultimate!
God!
Oh, that was
almost
almost going to buy enough time. I guess that wasn't going to do it. He still needed 10 seconds, but
still,
if Vice wasn't there, Pandora could have gone down, and that might have been all he needed to buy the time to get back into this.
Oh wow, that landfall blink into Plutus ult was unreal.
Yeah, the paradigm shift is one of the most underutilized ultimate powers I've seen. It can rip someone off the uplink. It can pull someone out of a team fight because it does disable both rigs for a second or two.
Yep, and
before that switch position.
Before the switch.
So it can cancel all kinds of stuff. What
an exciting game!
I didn't think Shrewdy was going to be able to get back into this. He played it just right there at the end, and I think oHLee actually let up a bit of pressure. I guess he had to, considering the litany of plagues.
Yeah, I mean he had to separate his rigs to take less damage from all of that.
But it was kind of like you said, he brought those extra cores up to the uplink when he probably didn't really need to.
Didn't need it. He just, I'm surprised because oHLee should have known that based on the squad leveling that Shrewdy didn't have as many cores as oHLee had stacked up, and oHLee really didn't need to bring more than one. He just needed to score that one, protect the uplink, and then Shrewdy would be out of luck. And even if Shrewdy had one core, it would simply tie it again, and oHLee could have gone back to base, picked up a reserve core, but leaving those two cores out there, very dangerous, and I think that cost him the game.
Yeah, it might have in the long run. It's always tricky. I guess it's hard to keep a hard, we can see everything.
Yeah, we can see everything.
But it's hard to track cores, especially when a game's that tight. But anyways, that was an interesting game.
Look at that graph. I love this graph.
Yeah, that was, oHLee looked like, you look at the start and it's just all oHLee and then it just starts barely catching up and then just in those last,
you can basically almost track lapse generator off this graph. It's just see where it peaks and where you start to lose momentum on it.
Well, definitely an exciting match. Try out that lapse generator build. That was definitely a monster.
Yes, and also I think we'd like to see some more paradigm shift on Plutus's.
There's still a lot of summoner stuff that goes on. Yeah, I'd love to see some Crazed Banshee play.
Yeah, no one plays Crazed Banshee.
Yeah, that rocket does some serious damage if you're dealing with some squishy summoners and gunners.
Imagine that against an army of lapse generators of goons.
Yeah. I don't know, we're getting off topic. Anyways, okay. I think that's just about it for us this week. We'll be back, of course, next week with Replay Tuesday and later this week with a live cast of our Friday night dev off.
That's right, and then after that Friday, we'll have a small vacation, but only 1 week, and then we'll be back.
Of course. Anyways, that's it for us. This was Red Rupee.
This was Deckard.
Catch you guys next time.
See you later, Belters.